The BBC spread fake news about children in hospitals, an NHS nurse is exposed as a Labour-supporting campaigner, and Owen Jones tries to cancel Professor Sikora. Hello everyone and happy Sunday. Today is all about the BBC and the NHS. Both nationalised, both left-wing these days, both biased, and both sort of incompetent, depending on where you go, obviously. The BBC tried to focus on the last few days on the winter crisis that the NHS goes through every year. And they've been speaking to a lot of medical professionals. They had an NHS nurse called Laura Duffel, who came on BBC Radio 5 to say that with the current virus, suddenly children are all getting it, wards are completely full, and it's all chaotic, all the hospitals, everything's basically, this is the worst crisis that the NHS has had. In reality, it's not really the case, and this has been exposed already, and the BBC didn't really apologise for that coverage. First, let's go to this clip and see what Laura Duffel said.
It's very different, and I think that's what makes it so much scarier for us as nurses and doctors and porters and, you know, healthcare assistants and everyone else who's working on the front line. We have children who are coming in. It was minimally affecting children in the first wave. We have a whole ward of children here, and I know that some of my colleagues are in the same position.
Right, before we get into how this was a lie and not really true, what Laura said, the BBC is supposed to be there to scrutinise all sides and be impartial, and especially when they don't know if the information that's being broadcast on the outlets and platform is actually true, rather than just, you know, cover whatever they want and then just wish for the best. They had a chance after that, when it was exposed that this was not true, to issue some sort of apology or explanation. No, they didn't. All that happened was we received this statement from the president of Royal College of Paediatrics and Child Health, Russell Weiner, who said that children's wards are usually busy in the winter anyway, specifically because of the flu, and but right now we're not really seeing any significant pressure with the current virus across the UK, and as cases in the community rise, there will be a small increase as expected in children, but overwhelmingly the majority of them won't have symptoms or, you know, very, very mild illness only. The new variant appears to affect all ages, and as yet we are not seeing any greater severity amongst children and young people. So this was a complete lie. This was published. BBC still haven't actually apologised, but there are a lot of medical professionals who came out to kick off. For example, we had Dr. Ronnie Cheng, who said that I've been on call. I've been the on-call consultant in London's Children's Hospital this week. This is simply not true, and it's also, he said, it's irresponsible and dangerous. You know, you're scaring parents, and you're, you know, creating divisions, and people are already afraid of the whole situation. It doesn't really help that you're spreading fake news right now during the winter, and we have enough to deal with without this garbage, according to Dr. Chung. So, brilliant. Again, this is supposed to be the job of the BBC, to bring him on to talk about this, rather than him tweeting. Now, Laura Duffel, this is the nurse who was on the call with BBC Radio 5. Let's find out more about this person, because she goes on Good Morning Britain on ITV, she goes on the BBC a lot, she goes on various channels every now and then as a medical professional, as an expert, as someone who's just very independent and knows what she's doing. They never mention the fact that she's affiliated with anything, or the fact that she's a campaigner. Well, let's see. Firstly, she's a Labour supporting nurse, which is not rare. She has been supporting Clive Efford, also Helen Hayes, when it comes to a lot of campaigns for the NHS, pro-NHS campaigns. She has also promoted and attended Labour Party rallies with Angela Rayner. This is her own Twitter feed. This is also the same Laura Duffel, who's an anti-government campaigner, who's been saying that let's get the government to sit up and pay attention. We aren't going to stay quiet. This was the 8th of August protest, hashtag NHS workers say no. That's another one. But when you, and finally, my favorite, of course, she has the BLM tweet. Why wouldn't you? I mean, she's already a left-wing campaigner. The BBC's the issue I have. It's not with her. She should be free to campaign for whatever she wants. This is a free country. Problem is with the BBC. They're supposed to be honest with people and be transparent and say whether the person talking is just an independent person, just an employee of NHS staff, or whether she has any involvement in any campaigns or any agenda. But when you look at the actual winter NHS situation, this is not new. We've got the collection of the Guardian pieces every year. 2012, hospitals full of bursting, full to bursting as bed shortage hits danger level. 2013, hospitals scramble to prevent crisis in NHS's toughest ever winter. So 2013 was the toughest, apparently. But 2014, more patients, overstretched doctors. Is the NHS facing a winter crisis? I mean, considering you post it every year, yes. 2015, hospital bed occupancy rates hit record high, risking care. So that's now worse than 2013. 2016, hospitals in England told to put operations on hold to free up beds. 2017, NHS bosses sound alarm over hospitals already running at 99% capacity. 2018, NHS intensive care units sending patients elsewhere due to lack of beds. 2019, hospital beds at record low in England as the NHS struggles with demand. NHS has this problem every year, and there's a reason for it because of the model, the structure that we have. It can't cope every single year, and then they expect more money. The politicians and governments keep throwing money at it. Doesn't really solve the problem. Maybe because it's not a money problem. It's the whole model, it's the structure, the way you created it. These people can't cope. All these bureaucrats and managers and middle management who are supposed to be there to sort out with the admin issues, no, they're not doing it. So nurses and doctors are having problems every winter, and they're not getting a proper thank you. Yeah, they get these claps, these cringy virtue signaling claps. This is not what they need. They need an actual effective efficient healthcare system, not this. Instead of going around with the rainbow NHS logo brands everywhere. Now, in the middle of all this, you would think that people are mature about the current situation. We have Professor Carol Sikora, who has been labelled the positive professor. He's been trying to spread positivity about the facts of the current situation, and of course, he, just like many others, made comments, sometimes right, sometimes wrong. And now Owen Jones is going after him. He wants to cancel him because he says that giving people false hope, or as we say, optimism, is dangerous. So he's written this article in The Guardian, attempting to cancel Sikora, because he says we have to stop giving him airtime and he should be cancelled, deplatformed. And my friend Brendan O'Neill on Spiked also wrote an article in defense of Sikora. As you know, Professor Sikora has been on this channel before, and we've talked about a number of issues in terms of what's been happening over the last few months. But this is actually quite interesting because Brendan O'Neill says that Owen Jones's problem with Sikora is that he has been wrong about some things, and he's criticised the policy of lockdown. And he takes aim at Sikora's proposal that instead of locking down the entire population, we should pursue shielding measures for certain sections of the population, the old and the vulnerable. He mocks Sikora for being too chirpy, a positive professor. Optimism is a crime in the land of the... Yes, see, this is the biggest problem we have, and people like Owen Jones, it's at these times that they show their illiberal tendencies, as Brendan says. And he also says that Owen Jones suggests that Sikora should be denied the oxygen of publicity. The media outlets who give Sikora a platform should be ashamed of themselves, Owen Jones says. They are helping to spread disinformation, and that is dangerous during a pandemic. This is the world we're living now. People don't care about facts anymore. People don't care about debate. Debate should always be there, from all sides. And you should be able to be transparent with people. Whether it's Laura Duffel going on with the BBC, she should be free to do that as long as the BBC are honest with people who she is. Or whether it's, Owen Jones writing that article in The Guardian, he should be free to do that too. But banning people, deplatforming people, not a good idea. And of course, when people spread actual fake news, call it out and stop it. But you don't really cancel people. That's just not how we do things here. We're not Soviet Union or China or Cuba or Venezuela or Hackney. If you're watching it from Hackney, I apologize. So this is the latest that we have for you guys. But let's just focus on the positivity. 2021 is going to be a better year. We're just going to have to wait a few months for that good thing to start. But we will be fine, hopefully. Let's just focus on the fact that in a couple of days we are going to have a special show. 2021, looking forward. For those people who say that this is an echo chamber, this channel, we're having a balanced panel this time. We're having centre-left commentator Dan Hodges. You know, a lot of people don't agree with the things he says. We have the comedian Constantine Kissin and Talk Radio's Mike Graham. These people will be joining me and Lacey Butcher to talk about the year ahead. So make sure to tune in, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't joined as a member, become a member. You can find the link in the description, but you could just go on the link on youtube.com/mytc/join. I'm just going to go prepare for tonight's video call with the members, and then I'm going to record the video podcast that we do. I'm going to do it again weekly on Sundays for everybody. Thanks again for watching. I'm mytc, and I'll see you guys in the next video.